Hey guys, welcome to DreamCoin, where we show how to invest for a better tomorrow. My name's Tyler, and today we're going to be going over the company Chembio, their stock CEMI, and we're going to analyze why the price ran as much as it did while also giving predictions on where I think this could go into the future. So to quickly touch on what Chembio does, they're a diagnostics company that specializes in a lot of different diseases and detection of those. More prominently, their stuff that came about today is related to their COVID testing, but they've done stuff with Zika virus, syphilis, and even things like Ebola with some of their other products. Their specializations move into where they can test a few different biomarkers with timely and efficient accuracy, and this allows for some better rapid testing in a way that can help people that are both on a crunch for time and also need to validate whether they have certain situations going on with their health. They can test this with not only finger stick blood, but also like saliva, whole blood, serum, and plasma. So it gives them a little bit more of a surface area for detection when they're looking to analyze these different things they're looking to detect. Their stock went huge today on news that they had a $28 million COVID testing order that allowed them basically to get a lot of cash in from this deal. The testing is more specifically going to be given to Brazil for detection for people residing in that country. And this is obviously going to help with finding out how many of those people are actually getting affected, especially with the Gamma variant being new and sprouting up all over Brazil. Looking at the analyst price targets over a 12-month period for Chembio Diagnostics, the consensus is that they are undervalued if you look at their median and high targets of $6 to $8 even now after their increase in price today. With them closing just between $5 and $6, this could give them as little of an upside of $1 and as much of an upside as another $3 in price increase, depending on how everything reacts with the stock. They ended up trading for almost 400 million volume today, and their average volume for the last 3 months has been just under 7 million. And so this was a huge amount of actually just churning. And so this was a huge amount of turnover in the stock, resulting in almost 2,000% turnover on the day, which tells you there was just a lot of interest in not only day trading this, but people getting in and out, making sure they get profits, and possibly just buying in for the long haul, just based on the potential they see from this order coming through. Their market cap as of this price is only going to be about $108 million. And so this could possibly be undervalued if you want to give them a price target headed into the distant future. As we look at their price action, they were trading yesterday, July 20th at only just over $2, and going into very early pre-market this morning, we saw them start to rise from $3 to $4, where they consolidated around this $4 area. And then ever since market open, they ripped straight up, jumped over $6, almost $7, and then have settled back down roughly around this 542 support that I had drawn for them earlier. As we look at the stock since October, we do actually have some previous supports and resistance that can provide for where we could be seeing this stock going into tomorrow and the next couple weeks. But generally, the main support that I'm seeing right now is going to be roughly 240 with a couple higher supports of $3, $4, and that 524 that we discussed. If we look at possible resistance, we're looking at a solid 642 and then a 790, which was roughly around their peak that they had back in January. What I'm going to be looking for going into tomorrow, July 22nd, is if we can see even a smidge of that volume that they had today. Anywhere from like 20 to 50 million would be fantastic for price action on this. This could see a nice rise to where if they can go into early pre-market, start getting some very early buys, and goes into market open with the interest of the stock still in play, we could be seeing them reclaim the support of 542 that they actually went into close just around before they took a little bit of a dip in after hours. And if they can reclaim this, we could be seeing where they possibly retest this 642 resistance again. If they are able to break through this 642 resistance, that is the point where I think they can hold that support and possibly break into the 7s or 8s going into the next day or so. The downside of this obviously is going to be them falling back down to that $4, maybe even $3 area, depending on who wants to stock up and everything that has to do with that. But what could definitely help as an influence or a possible factor of somebody either profit taking or wanting to hold the stock above a certain level is the fact that this stock is owned by a little over 40% from institutions. And so this gives it a very powerful backing by large buyers, which could also help with keeping the stock up or even pushing it higher before they actually want to take profits out. If retail interest is still very high going into tomorrow, I do have a positive outlook for where the company is going. I think they are doing a lot of good stuff with their different tests that they are looking to implement into the world for different diseases and everything. Then you also have the possibility where they are developing new tests for new variants and specifically different types of stuff that might come after COVID years down the road for testing and finding out ways to make sure we keep that stuff contained as well. So there's obviously a large upside a company like this could have. I think if they do get a lot more of these large orders and they start to see an influx of cash on hand and get wider adoption for their testing, especially from other countries outside of Brazil, this could possibly see them to be trading between a 500 million and 1 billion market cap, which I think would be very fair value for where they could be sitting. This could see them to an upside channel of $25 to $50 in the next year or two based on how their stuff is adopted more widely. We already see back last year around March and May 2020, they had a high of almost $16, so it's not too out of the realm for where everything's at. And this could also show where they could possibly still be 3 times undervalued even in the shorter term if enough interest were to come in for them. Keep in mind just those downsides that we could be looking at. This obviously can pull back to that 301 area, which has seen a very consistent support since last year even. And so there's a high chance it could pull back and gravitate towards that until they get more PR for any of their stuff. If you are looking for price action for the next day or two and the interest is there going into tomorrow morning, you might have a good chance to day trade this with a lot higher volume than normal and take advantage of some of the price action. I hope you enjoyed my analysis and predictions for CEMI and where I think the stock could go both up and down. I do have a playlist where you can check out more pharma and bio stocks, so if that's what interests you, make sure you check those out before you leave the channel today. Other than that, that's going to do it for me in this video today, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.